Imagine you could remember 50 English words in just 5 minutes. Not just remember, but never forget them again. Sounds impossible, right? But today, I'm going to prove it's real. I was once like you, forgetting words the very next day. It felt painful, like carrying water in a broken bucket. But then, I discovered a way so simple, so natural. It turned my weak memory into a powerful English tool. Do you want to know how this works? Stay with me, because every second here will make you smarter. You are watching Story Time English. Here, every story teaches you something new and helps you grow with English. Let's begin. I was sitting in a small cafe with my notebook open. The smell of coffee filled the air and people around me were talking. I had written down 20 English words the night before, but now, staring at the page, I could only remember 3. It felt terrible, like all my effort was wasted. I asked myself, why can't I remember these words? My friend Mia walked in and noticed my frustration. She smiled and said, "Still forgetting English words again?" I nodded, feeling embarrassed, as if my brain was too weak. Mia sat down and leaned closer, lowering her voice. "You know," she said, "forgetting is natural, but remembering is an art that anyone can learn." I looked at her, curious but doubtful. "Are you saying I can remember 50 words in 5 minutes?" She nodded confidently, without even blinking. "Yes, and once you do it, you'll never go back." I laughed, shaking my head. It sounds like some magic trick. Mia opened her phone and showed me a list. It was full of English words I didn't know. "Here's the deal," she said, smiling. "I'll teach you a method, and we'll test it now." I leaned forward, my curiosity growing. "What's the secret?" I asked eagerly. "First," Mia said, "you need a story." The brain doesn't love lists. It loves pictures. She explained that if I connected each word to an image, I'd remember. And if I placed that image inside a story, I'd never forget. I raised an eyebrow, still not fully convinced. "But how do I turn 50 words into a story?" Mia smiled like a teacher ready to surprise a student. "Simple. Let me show you step by step." She picked the first 5 words from her list: apple, train, mirror, dream, candle. Then, she closed her eyes and began. "Imagine this," she said. "You are on a train, holding a giant apple." I laughed because the image was so silly. She continued, "In front of you, there's a mirror reflecting the apple. Suddenly, the train enters a tunnel, and you fall asleep. In your dream, a candle is floating in the air." I was surprised how easily I remembered all 5 words. It felt like the images stuck in my brain instantly. "See?" Mia asked with a grin. "Your brain loves strange pictures more than boring lists." I repeated the words without looking. Apple, train, mirror, dream, candle. I didn't miss a single one. It was almost shocking. I could feel a spark of hope lighting up. "Okay," I said, "but 5 words is easy. What about 50? Mia leaned back in her chair, sipping her coffee. "50 is just 10 groups of 5. If you can do 5, you can do 50. She explained that this method is called story chaining. You create a chain of images that connect one to another. I started thinking about memory differently. Maybe I wasn't bad at English. Maybe I was just using the wrong method. Mia showed me another group of 5 words: river, clock, guitar, lion, balloon. I immediately tried to create a story myself. "I'm standing by a river. A giant clock is floating downstream. On the riverbank, someone is playing a guitar. Suddenly a lion roars and pops a balloon in the air." I said the words back easily: river, Clock, guitar, lion, balloon. Mia clapped her hands and laughed. See? You did it on your own. I felt a wave of confidence rush through me. For the next 30 minutes, we kept practicing. Each group of 5 words became a small, silly story. Soon, I had remembered all 50 words, and I was able to repeat them without looking once. It felt unreal, like unlocking a hidden superpower. I looked at Mia and said, "Why doesn't everyone learn this way?" She shrugged, smiling kindly. Because most schools focus on rules, not imagination. I thought about all the times I had struggled before, memorizing lists, repeating words, but forgetting the next day. Now, everything felt different. I wasn't just learning words, I was experiencing them. "Will this really stay in my mind tomorrow?" I asked. Mia nodded firmly. "Yes, because your brain remembers stories." That night, I went home and tested myself again. Without notes, I repeated every single word. Not one was missing. For the first time, I felt in control of English. The next day, I used some of the new words in conversation. My friends were surprised and asked how I remembered so quickly. I shared Mia's secret with them. They laughed at the silly stories but tried it themselves. Soon, they were also remembering words without struggle. It felt like we had discovered a treasure chest together. And that's when I realized something powerful. Learning English isn't about hard work, it's about smart methods. If I could do it, anyone could. If I could remember 50 words in 5 minutes, so could you. So now I ask you this. Will you keep forgetting words, or will you try this trick today? The choice is in your hands. Start with just 5 words and build your first story now. Imagine yourself holding a giant apple on a train. See the mirror, the dream, and the candle. That's 5 words already locked in your memory. And that's the beginning of your new English journey. Because once you start learning with stories, you'll never forget again. And that is how I remembered 50 words in just 5 minutes. Now, it's your turn to try the same. If you enjoyed this story and want to keep growing your English, stay with our channel. Because every week we share new tricks that make learning simple and fun. I've also made a special video for you. It shows more powerful ways to improve your vocabulary fast. You'll find the link in the description below, and I've pinned it in the comments so you can't miss it. Before you go, don't forget to like this video if it helped you. Share it with a friend who also wants to improve English. And of course, subscribe to Storytime English. That way, you never miss the next story. This is Storytime English, and I'll see you in the next story.